I am Dr. Christine Marozas, and I have been at the Beloit Medical Center practice for the last 12 years. I am originally from Beloit and was born and raised here, graduated from high school here, and then practiced in Kansas City for a few years before I returned back to practice here. Primarily came back because it was my hometown and liked the community and the schools and wanted to raise my family here. This community is a small town of about approximately 3,000 to 4,000 people. It's a very stable population, and we have a very good school system. We actually have a public school and a private Catholic school. The public school is where my children have attended, and also where my husband and I attended and graduated from. The education here is very good. The ability for kids to grow up and to participate in music and sports and cheerleading activities and extracurricular activities is fantastic. There's no limitations on that. I believe the attraction to practicing medicine in this town is that we have a solid medical staff, and at the current time we are all involved in one practice. In the past, we have had other physicians involved in independent practices. One of them unfortunately passed away, the other one retired. The group that we have is a strong multi-specialty group, partners in the same practice, and we support each other not only in our practice but in our personal lives. I think one of the strongest attractions for me to this practice is that we put family and church first, and our practice of medicine comes second. The call rotation is flexible so that if you have a family conflict or something that you want to be off for, you can trade out of your call pretty easily. The office manager takes care of those type of things. We just have always tried to make that a priority here, that we should be living life and not be constantly working. With that said, however, there is a lot of work to be done here. There is a lot of pathology for a small town. We have a very large draw area from the surrounding counties. I was an employee when I was in Kansas City, and it's not a situation where you are in control of where the money is spent or what the paycheck or what the benefits or production bonuses are. And it wasn't a very satisfying place for me to be, was an employed physician. Here we are our own bosses. We are all independent and we all practice medicine differently, but we do come together every month and have meetings and make joint decisions about the practice, both in the clinic and at the hospital as the medical staff. The work here is much more satisfying to me than it was in the city. When I was in the city, I felt like the practice of medicine was limited due to the number of specialists that were always around, and due to the attitude of patients that seeing a specialist was better. This is a primary care setting with a multi-specialty group. We do have an internist and a general surgeon, and our patients look up to those people as our specialists, and I think the level of care that we provide equals any specialty group that you could find for the things that we practice routinely. The practice of medicine here compared to the city is freedom, really. You can do what you choose to do, and you can pass on what you choose not to do. And if there isn't one of the other of us that's interested in that particular type of case or pathology that you might see, then that person can always be referred to a different town. The freedom to practice medicine is probably the most important part of coming here for me, even compared to the fact that I had family here and that it was an easy decision for me to make. I probably work a lot harder here, but my pay has more than doubled since I left the city and came to the rural area. And I still have a much better lifestyle than I ever had in the city because I have more freedom to do what I want to do in my practice.